Our summer getaway week continues here on Daytime, a time when we highlight all of the best places to visit during these warmer months. And summer is one of the best times to experience Kentucky. Whether you're looking to take the family on a scenic road trip or have some outdoor adventures, there are plenty of cultural attractions to explore. Summer's here, people are looking to get away, and they may not want to go out of the country. There are some great options right here in the Midwest. Talk a little bit about what type of summer experiences we can have in Kentucky.
You can have all kinds of summer experiences here in Kentucky, and a great way to experience it is by car. You know, Louisville's only our largest city. It's only about a 5 or 6 hour drive from Chicago. It's less than a 50-minute flight into not just Louisville, but also Lexington and the Cincinnati Northern Kentucky Airport, which when you land, you're actually landing in Kentucky. But some of the great examples you do is maybe take the Wilderness Road Heritage Highway. It's a great example. It follows the path of the early settlers. People tend to forget that Kentucky, when in the 1700s, was the western frontier of the United States. So it's a great place to connect parks and historic sites, go through the Cumberland Gap where Daniel Boone came in and opened up the West to settlers. In that same area is the Hatfield and McCoy feud historic driving trail. That's a true story, and there's still family members down there. They're not feuding like they used to, thank goodness, but you can actually visit the real locations there. And then for music lovers in eastern Kentucky is also US 23, what we call the Country Music Highway. Some great musical artists like Loretta Lynn, Chris Stapleton, Tyler Childers, Sturgill Simpson, the Judds, all grew up in that area. And it's a great way for you to go in and see some live performing arts and hear the history and heritage of Kentucky music.
I love it. And you have something new, the African American Heritage Trail. Tell us about this.
Yeah, we're very, very excited about the African American Heritage Trail. We launched it last June, so it's coming up on its 1-year anniversary. This year, we just added 10 sites, bringing the total number to 60 sites across the Commonwealth that you can take a road trip and see. The great thing about it is you can visit iconic places like the Muhammad Ali Center in Louisville. A lot of folks don't know that Muhammad was born in Kentucky. He's very proud of being from Louisville. And his center there is not just a boxing museum. It really digs deeper into his civil rights history and activities. But you can also visit less known places like the Roots 101 African American Museum in Louisville. Or the Camp Nelson National Monument in Nicholasville that celebrates the African American soldiers who fought in the Civil War.
Amazing. I love all the history that you hear because I'm a history buff. I just love it. And for people who need an event or a celebration going on, you have a lot of different festivals and different events taking place, right?
We have a ton of festivals. It seems like every weekend from now through October, we have a festival. But some of the most exciting coming up as Juneteenth is approaching, communities across Kentucky are going to host celebrations that obviously honor Black history, culture, and community with live music, educational programming. It's like the Soulteenth Fest in Lexington. Lexington's our second largest city, about 90 minutes east of Louisville. Or community celebrations in Nicholasville and Harrodsburg, which is our oldest town. Harrodsburg just celebrated its 250th anniversary. So some very, very cool activities like that. June's also Pride Month, as you know. Mm-hmm. Kentucky is very proud and celebrating with festivals around the state. One of the largest is the Kentuckiana Pride Festival and Parade in Louisville on June 20th. Mm-hmm. As a downtown parade, live entertainment, local food vendors, and it's just a great time. And
you have outdoor adventures.
Oh, yeah, our outdoor adventures are second to none. A lot of folks don't realize that. Kentucky has more moving water than any state outside of Alaska, and that usually shocks people.
Yeah.
We're the only state bordered on 3 sides by rivers. So the Ohio River that goes all along our northern border is owned by Kentucky, even though it's called the Ohio River. We also have some massive lakes, nothing like Lake Michigan. But, Lake Cumberland has more shoreline than the state of Florida. Alone has 1,200 miles of shoreline. We have great opportunities for houseboating and getting out. If you want to go camping, we have Mammoth Cave National Park, which has 3,000 acres above ground with a campground and a lodge, but it also is the largest and longest mapped cave system in the world.
Oh, wow.
At over 400 miles. And as one of the earliest tourism attractions in the United States, they can date back to 1802 when the first flyers were issued about coming to take a tour of the caves. Don't worry, you don't have to wear a helmet and a light to go down in these. They're actually, parts of it are wheelchair accessible as well. And some of the chambers that are in there are massive. You really can't even take a photo to give you the scope of it because of the lighting. We also have something called Cumberland Falls, which is known as the Niagara of the South. It is one of only 2 places in the Western Hemisphere that, if the conditions are right, meaning a full moon and a cloudless night, you can see a moonbow, which is a rainbow at night, which is really cool. And then our fishing on Lake Cumberland, as I mentioned earlier, great striper fishing, Dale Hollow Lake, Lake Park, Lake Kentucky Lake, some of these other fisheries that we have are just outstanding.
Oh my God, so much to do. And you've done all this talking and haven't said anything about whiskey or bourbon. I love it. So let's talk about some of the charming small towns that you have there in Kentucky.
No, it's probably one of my favorite things about the state. Honestly, there's so many little towns that have such great personality and history. Berea, as a great example, was just about 30 minutes south of Lexington. It's really the arts and crafts capital of Kentucky. There you can explore working artist studios, watch live demonstrations, shop handcrafted goods directly from the local makers. You've got places like Corbin and Stearns, which offer a mix. They're in far eastern Kentucky, offer a mix of outdoor adventure and family-friendly attractions, from waterfalls, as I mentioned, Cumberland Falls earlier, to scenic train rides. You can even kayak and paddleboard underground in a cave. Winchester adds a lot of local flavors. They host the Kentucky Beer Cheese Trail, where visitors sample regional specialties, this regional specialty across multiple locations. And I mentioned Harrodsburg earlier, which is our oldest town. We have a town called Paris, which has hundreds of horse farms that you can look at and tour. Western Kentucky, Henderson is a river city, which offers a really charming riverfront setting on the Ohio River. Great, thriving art scene, easy access to John James Audubon State Park. John James Audubon, as many people know, was a ornithologist, I think, and has written the definitive work on birds in the U.S. And as I get older, become more of a bird nerd, as my kids call me. Mm-hmm. He actually stayed in Kentucky for a while down in Henderson, and that's why the park's named after him.
All right, so much to do. Sold me. Visit Kentucky, everybody. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you very much.
Kentucky sounds like the perfect excuse to hit the open road. You can find out more about exploring Kentucky and different cultural attractions by visiting KentuckyTourism.com or by calling the numbers on your screen.